Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever, sat and thought to yourself, why won't you go to Pound Town with me? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because today I'm gonna go over the main reasons we women won't go to bed with you, and to make sure you never miss another opportunity to journey on over to Pound Town or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right here, right now. And for those of you who keep asking for my Instagram in the comments, it's Jessica Hollywood. So a lot of guys think that they either have to be super nice to get in her pants by like giving her compliments, giving her back rubs, giving her your 401k, or being a jerk and an asshole and swinging the D all over town and calling her a bitch. Really, that just couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm gonna explain the real reasons we won't go to bed with you, and you'll see why those reasons are why she will also not go to bed with you. What? So that way you can stop trying to figure out what the hell you did wrong to make it right on into Pound Town. How many times have I said Pound Town already? Okay, so the first reason she won't sleep with you is because she doesn't trust you enough. Here's the thing, going to bed with a guy, going to Pound Town is also naked town and vulnerability town. And as the formerly great comedian known as Louis C.K. once said, we women going out with you guys is literally risking our lives. I always say this, do you know how easy it would be for you guys to get pent up and aroused full of testosterone only to be like, what bitch? Ah! So we have to be very careful who we take all our clothes off for. And not even that, in terms of like danger, like if you get me pregnant, would you stick around for a while? Really, we're not far from our primitive biological days. We women still sync up our periods when we're around each other so that you men could impregnate us all at the same time. That's how primitive we still are in our biological delineations of who should give us the D. There it is. So yeah, we really need to trust you, and if we don't necessarily, then we're not necessarily gonna have sex with you. Now, the second reason is she doesn't want you to think that she's easy or skanky. So guys never believe me when I say this, but I promise you, the more we like you and the more we want a relationship with you, the more we don't want you to see us as just any other girl you could toss to the side and not marry. At the end of the day, when we really like you and we want you to see us as commitment worthy, we're gonna want you to think that we're just not giving the puss to everyone who comes along, including you. Which brings me to the third reason she won't put out, is because she wants to hold out as much as possible to keep things nice. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I've said this so many times before, you men are crazy about us before sex, and then we're crazy about you after sex. And I'm sorry, we're already the more, I hate saying it, we're already known as the more emotional one of the two of us. So the longer you can be in the crazy about us, the better off we are, really, before we unleash our crazy on you. So yeah, it's just another example of her liking you and liking the relationship she has with you currently that much more. So take it as a compliment. The fourth reason she doesn't want to sleep with you is because her heart belongs to someone else. One thing you guys have to realize is you can't make your body do what your heart can't handle. Sometimes you might not be able to get it up for a certain girl, or, you know, some guys can't get it up with their wives anymore because they're just not into her anymore. And you know what? We women are the same. If we are still in love with somebody else, or we are pining after someone else, we're not gonna wanna open our legs to you. Ew. Then that would make it that much more okay for the other guy to not want to be with us. And really, it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. We just can't choose who we love. And, you know, if she's still in love with somebody else, why would you want to put your D in somebody who wants another D in that space? There's only space for one, usually. Now, the fifth reason is The fifth reason is you actually turn her off. Maybe you smell weird. Maybe you reek of desperation. Maybe you're a skank yourself. But either way, sometimes you just can't make your body do what your heart wants to do. So for instance, I was on a date with a guy I had a crush on all throughout high school, all throughout college. Did I spit on you? And I think it was, I was already in grad school by the time he and I had gone on a date. And it was super hot. I think he was a stripper at one point. And God, what a banging body. And he was so fun. He was so fun and he was so funny, and our personalities just clicked perfectly. So there we are on his couch, snuggling, watching some scary movie. What was it? Anyway, so he's holding me. I'm scared. Save me. And then he goes to kiss me, and I just got a woof of his breath. And it was just like, ah! Oh, it was horrifying. My whole body like convulsed. I can just remember it now. It was awful. And from then on, my body just shut down. I couldn't do it. It's like my pussy was saying, no, girl, run, get out of here. We've got options. You don't have to do this. So sure enough, he was really confused as to why I didn't want to take things forward, and my body just couldn't do it. He was just a super big turnoff. So while the other one, you were not turning on her heart, this one, you're not turning on her body, you're actually shutting it down. Which brings me to number 6, is she doesn't see you as a sexual being. Maybe she can call you to complain about her day, and you're always there listening and giving good advice, like a girlfriend. Or maybe you come over and you help fix her shelves and paint her doors like her daddy. Either way, she doesn't see you as possessing AD. So she says to herself, why would I ever want him inside me? Usually this happens when y'all are too scared to flirt, or you're too scared to touch, or you do have some baggage around being sexual with women. And the 7th one, which is the most important one, and if you fix this, you could actually get rid of all the other reasons before this, which is she doesn't feel connected to you. Now you guys hear me say this all the freaking time. You guys want sex to connect, and we women want sex when we feel connected. Whether it's emotionally connected, mentally connected, physically connected, or a combination of all 3, we need at least one. Because when she feels connected to you, she feels like she can relate to you, and therefore she trusts you. When she feels connected to you, she knows and understands that you respect her and don't think she's easy. And you're also okay. And you're also okay with her holding you out a little longer. And when she feels connected to you, she starts to forget about that other guy that she had a connection with. And when she feels connected to you, there is no turning her off, because we women need to be emotionally and mentally turned on first before we could be physically turned on. Which then leads me to, she doesn't see you as a sexual being. You can be connected and she could still not see you as a sexual being, which is why it's so important to finish with getting flirty, which is what I go over in my Speak to Spark Arousal program, which is how to create that initial connection, how to get her feeling good about you, and how to get her feeling good about going to bed with you. Because unless you do those 3 things and do them in that order, we women will not want to have sex with you. So check out these 7. Find out which ones you're doing right now. Go to www.speaktosparkarousal.com. And thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time.